blue second time. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance? As said by the President of the Student Council, Megan Mastrogiovanni, please remain standing for our national anthem and our alma mater as performed by our chorus and band.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our first speaker, our farewell address by Matthew Mowers, President of the Class of 2007. Please be seated.
Thank you. You know, it's in times like these that it seems like everyone likes talking about the future. You know, where are you going to go to college next year? What are you going to do for the rest of your life? What will you be doing on this exact day 10 years from now? But in order to truly understand the future, we have to look at the past. Now, I like looking at what's considered America's greatest generation, our grandparents' generation, because of some of the great differences between then and now. You know, beyond the fact that they had to walk 10 miles to school uphill both ways in the snow, and we simply have a 5-minute car drive, 8 if it includes a stop at Dunkin' Donuts, and then when we get to school, we complain about gas prices. There's many other bigger differences. I think the largest is the fact that when our grandparents saw something wrong, they didn't sit around and wait for someone else to do it for them. They got up, embraced the American dream, and did it themselves. Now, in today's society, it appears that we're more focused and concentrated on immediate gratification as compared to long-term success. You know, we have many well-intentioned people who complain about the ills of poverty, yet they won't even go and work one day in a food pantry. We have other people who complain that society hasn't given them a job, yet they won't even pick up a newspaper and look for work. And we have plenty of people who complain and yell and cry about out-of-control taxes, yet they won't even go and exercise their fundamental right to vote. This needs to change, and it will only change when our generation comes to the forefront and makes it change. You know, coming out here today, we'll finally be high school graduates. Some of us will go off to college, others to work, and others may just now be figuring out what they want to do, and that's fine too. But one thing is clear, that the lessons, and more importantly, the memories that we've gathered here will be carried with us forever. And it will be these lessons, and it will be these memories that help us transform ourselves into the new greatest generation. Now, I think in times like these, it's important to live like Ronald Reagan stated when he summarized that, while I take inspiration from the past, like most Americans, I live for the future. And we will live for the future, because here on out, the future is ours to change. Thank you very much.
And now, our valedictorian, Jerry Kung.
Students of the class of 2007, Dr. Magistro, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Murphy, administrators, counselors, teachers, family members, and friends. Good morning, and thank you for attending today's commencement activities. Graduation is a time for reflection, rejoicing, and resolution. 4 years ago, as young adults, we embarked on a journey to learn about life's social, emotional, and intellectual lessons. Life was simple back then. It was a time when the most difficult questions we faced were about how we looked or what others thought of us. As our time in the high school progressed, we learned more about ourselves and our peers, establishing an indispensable chain of support. We watched contentedly from the sidelines of academia and accepted everything that was taught to us. Our time at the high school has taught us to value and respect the people in the world around us, despite any differences they may have. It has afforded us an esteemed education in subjects well outside what is taught in classrooms. Though today may mark the end of our time at the high school, we have learned lessons and forged friendships that will last us a lifetime. As we look ahead to the next chapter of our lives, we are fully prepared to tackle the challenges that await us. As you move on in your lives, always remember the lessons you have learned at East Brunswick. Most importantly, strive for the excellence that has been the hallmark of our high school's tradition. Share the valuable skills that you have learned and contribute your unique thoughts to help society. Use your inquisitive minds to appreciate the limitless beauty that life has to offer. Focus on what you enjoy and pursue a career that you truly love. Seek happiness in the world around you, but above all, cherish your family members and keep them close to your hearts. Wherever life may lead you, learn to make the best out of every situation. Many thanks to the administrators, counselors, and teachers who have impacted our lives in so many ways. Your efforts, devotion, and inspiration will forever be remembered with gratitude. Through your guidance and wisdom, you have helped shape us into responsible members of society. To the parents and other family members, thank you for your continuous support. We will truly miss your earnest concern and caring. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to the class of 2007 for an unforgettable 4 years. You have left an everlasting impression on me and on the school. Though our paths must now diverge, we will forever remember the time that we have shared together. Congratulations on all that you have achieved so far. I wish you the best of luck in everything. Thank you.
Presented to us by our chorus, In My Life by John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments. With lovers and friends, I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my
Ladies and gentlemen, the faculty address by Mr. Alan Brown.
Thank you. I asked Mr. Kish if he would play Sexy Back, but I was told that was not in the repertoire. Wow, here we are, class of 2007. Yes, I know, I agree. We thought you would never leave. And it's really kind of amazing that you made it here with all of the senioritis and such. I don't know if you know what it's like. I teach 400 seniors, and these people, do you have a piece of paper? It's 12th period. How did you get through the day? I haven't written anything all day. Do you have a pen? This is the final exam. Oh, I didn't know we were gonna have to write. So I guess if I start with advice, it's when you go to class, bring pen and paper. This will be a good idea in college. I'll start there. I don't know. So from the moment that you guys chose me as your graduation speaker back in March, I think I had people asking me, oh my God, did you write the speech yet? No, it's March. I found out about it yesterday, but thanks for asking. Oh, did you write the speech yet? No, it was just a week ago. I really have had other things to do. But it's, thanks for asking. Are you nervous? No, it's in June and it's still March. But that's, again, thanks for asking. Mr. Satari was very kind. Every couple weeks he would stop by. You have your speech yet? We'd love to see it. I know, I won't say anything inappropriate, I promise. But it's not written yet. I'm still working on it. It was just, I didn't have inspiration yet. And I was still looking for inspiration, and it just wasn't there. It was March, and you weren't graduating yet. So I thought, and I said, what can I say to these people? I have to give them advice and, what to do. And, I think, what do I give them advice about? Maybe, what do they do with these green cap and gown things? They just spent $60 on them, and they'll never use them again. There must be something useful I could say about that. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe the fruit bowl with the hat, the tassels, the hard-to-reach places, or a bookmark would be a good use, I think. At the very least, you have a Halloween costume. I would say that there are other uses for these things. When you get a master's degree, you get these nice, cool, wings, and you start to look like Harry Potter, which is awesome. These you can, store things in, and that's nice. I have my lanyard. But again, it takes a while to get there. So, keep working, and soon you can aspire to pockets. Yes. So I'm still looking for inspiration, because I'm thinking this is not a speech. Don't worry, I'll get there. So I thought, well, these guys live in East Brunswick, the beautiful town of East Brunswick, and there must be, yes, applause for East Brunswick. And thinking, okay, that maybe this place could give me inspiration, the beautiful place. So I walked up and down the scenic byways of Route 18 and, took a stroll through the Brunswick Square Mall. It didn't do it for me, I'm sorry. Yeah, totally unhelpful. So then I thought, all right, well, they're the ones that asked me to speak. Maybe they have some good ideas. So I turned to you, the class of 2007, and I should have known better, but I opened up a post on my humanities website, and I said, all right, you did it. You made me get up here, and what do you want to hear about? And, well, some of the finest ideas included, Yo Brown, buzz the back of your head in a design that reads, Class of 2007. Yo Brown, you should definitely, that is spelled D-E-F-I-N-A-N-T-L-Y, you should definitely shave your head, but do it on stage while playing loud punk music or some new wave such as The Clash or Elvis Costello. That is spelled C-O-S-T-E-L-L-E-O. Then be like, woo, class of '07. I believe with punctuation that would be, quote, woo, comma, class of '07, exclamation point, quote, which would sound more like, woo, class of '07. The next suggestion was a little bit better. Don't listen to Vinny, that's the worst idea ever. I agree. So these suggestions, while amusing, were also entirely unhelpful, and here I am in April, still with no inspiration. And then May came around, and then it's college graduation season, and I say, okay, so now people are graduating, and you can turn on the news and see, oh, Bill Gates was at Harvard this week, and Oprah was speaking at Howard University, and oh, Whoopi Goldberg was at Montclair. There were all these people. George Bush, he's the president, he speaks everywhere. Bill Clinton used to be president, he speaks everywhere. Hillary wants to be president, she spoke at 5 colleges. I read these things online. I'm caught on this thing. It's taped to me. See, that's the problem with the pockets, is that the duct tape gets stuck to your pocket. Maybe you shouldn't get a master's. Stick with the bachelor's. Okay, so I'm reading all these speeches, and you can Google graduation speech, and all these things come up, and these were still unhelpful to me until I looked at the news and saw that this year at Kean University, and I thought this was a stroke of genius, yes, for all the Kean folks in the house. Well, for those of you who went to Kean or will go to Kean, you should know, if you didn't know already, that your graduation speaker this year was suitcase holder number 18 from Deal or No Deal. And I thought, now that is the way to do it. I mean, that's good. She gets paid, she wear pretty clothes, and hold a suitcase. I can totally do that. So I thought we could play diploma or no diploma. Or not. Yeah, that's really not a speech either. So I was still working on it, and it was June, and I thought, all right, I'd just sit down and write something, Alan. This is a little ridiculous. So I did, and I do have a serious moment, and it will be just a moment, because I know we're going to be here for a very long time. There are a lot of you, and to read all your names is going to take forever. God bless the two of you. I don't know how you're going to do that, but, have a lot of water. You both have pockets? Good. Okay. I want to say something about inspiration. Inspiration, I was looking for inspiration for this speech for a long time, and eventually it sort of came. See, we've taught you to do well in school, and we've taught you to do that by getting good grades. But there are certain things in life that can't be graded, and it's maybe those things that matter the most. See, once you leave high school, nobody really cares what your GPA was, or what your class rank was, or what your score on the BC Calc exam was. Mine was a 5, and I'm still trying to make friends with the math teachers. I'm nice, I swear. Okay, they don't appreciate that. But for most of you, it will not matter whether you know the stages of cell reproduction, or the difference between a harmonic and a melodic minor scale. You may not remember this, and that won't change your life. So, if I can be slightly heretical on the day of your graduation, let me suggest that in spite of all of the tests and all the homework and studying that you have, or perhaps have not done in the recent months, that maybe we haven't taught you much at all. I mean, of the adults in the audience, how many of us remember everything that we learned in high school? We hear a lot today about what a great school we are, but I think it's possible that we're a terrible school if the best thing that we have to give you is a number or a letter or a transcript, and that's true, of course, of every school. Because if that's what inspires you, if it's a number or if it's a letter, if that's what inspires you, then we're all missing the point. And it's a vicious cycle, because the more we as your teachers use grades to motivate you, the more you want them as your rewards. And it's completely expected that that's what would get you motivated. But the fact of the matter is that there are some things in life that we can't grade you on. There are things that, oh, someone did not turn off their cell phone. Is that going to be confiscated? Okay. You should have stuck it in your pocket. So there are things, though, that we cannot grade you on, and there are things like inspiration. Do you have passion? Do you have drive? Do you have curiosity? Or maybe character, which, for the record, is not just a street in front of Hammersholt. It really does count at the end of the day. Do you have integrity? Do you have courage? Do you have compassion? Are you a good person? And these are the things that people will remember you by. Are you inspired by something? By anything at all? And it's okay if that's not a subject that we teach in school. See, class of 2007, I experienced this myself with this very speech. No one can give you inspiration. You have to find that for yourself. And it's an exciting journey, but it's one that nobody but yourself can make. And you can't do it for anyone else but yourself. You can't find inspiration in life just because someone will give you an A if you do. My hope is that somewhere along the way, and at some point in your career, perhaps it was one of us that introduced you to an idea that sparks your imagination or your curiosity or your passion, and that you'll run with that. The beauty of life is that it's a constant process of discovery and chance, and every day is a new day to be inspired. Sitting at my own high school graduation, I had absolutely no intention of being a teacher. Not even at my college graduation did I have any idea that I would wind up here, but here I am, and I love it. So do what interests you simply because it interests you, not because it's an easy class or because it might look good on a resume or a transcript or because your relatives want you to. If it excites you, that's enough, and see where that leads you. My wish for you is that you all, in your own good time, which, to your parents' dismay, might take a while, will find those things and those people which truly inspire you. Class of 2007, on behalf of your teachers, thank you for being our inspiration. And to conclude, let me just return to the Humanities website so I can share with you what I thought was the best suggestion for this speech. It was, let us remember EBHS just as it is, crazy and full of PDA. Good luck, class of 2007. We will miss you. Thank you for letting me speak. Thank you for letting us teach you. Now go be inspired. Happy graduation.
Our principal's message by Mr. Robert T. Murphy.
Good morning, Dr. Magistro, Mr. Simmons, members of the Board of Education and school administration, faculty and staff, parents, relatives and friends, and of course, students in the graduating class of 2007. It is a pleasure to welcome you to East Brunswick High School's 46th commencement program. Did you ever get stuck with a song in your head for days or even weeks? Over the Memorial Day weekend, I was surfing channels and the movie Rent was on. And the song Seasons of Love was being performed. You know, the one that goes, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? Well, as I sat contemplating what to say today, that song somehow was still rattling in my brain. Okay, it's a lot of minutes, but how does that relate to today, to celebrating your years in education? Well, the reality is, students who spent their entire educational career in East Brunswick schools, you've spent 877,320 minutes, or a little more than 350,000 more minutes than a full year. To put that another way, by the time you turn 18, you will have experienced 9,460,800 minutes. So to put things in perspective, only about 9% of your time has actually been in school. I'm sure many of you can remember fretting over that 1 or 2 minute oral presentation or studying for that 42-minute test, and once it was over thinking, boy, that time went quick, it wasn't so bad. Or you may have heard someone say, stop wasting time, or that should only take you a minute. How you use your time makes all the difference in the world. The approximately 100 minutes we will spend here today in this celebration of your achievement will in fact take most of you less than 1 minute from the time your name is called until the time you walk across stage and receive your diploma to officially graduate. My point is, time is relative. It is what is most important is what you do and how you use that time. Every year when the alumni return, their first question is, so how's this year's class compared to ours? Taking numbers as our theme a little bit further, it seems that we use statistical data to a lot of these measurements. So let me give you some of the data for the class of 2007. 774, the number of diplomas we will give out today. 3.25, the mean GPA of this class. 295, the number of presidential award recipients at our awards night. 110, the number of students in the senior class who are in the National Honor Society. 14 National Merit finalists. 41 National Merit commended students. 2 Robert Byrd Scholars out of a total of 186 in the state of New Jersey. And 1 Mort Pye Scholar for the Star Ledger, and this young man is receiving a full 4-year scholarship to Harvard. Our academic teams have placed first in the state and represented our state in national competitions once again. Moving to athletics, 298, 157, and 5, a 65% winning record for all of our teams this year. 186 athletic letters were handed out to the seniors. 6 divisional championships were won. 6 conference championships were won. 2 state sectional championships were won, and of course our state championship in volleyball. In the area of the arts, 4 of our chorus students made all-state chorus and 7 made regional chorus. 1 student made member of the all-state band and 2 the regional band. 2 students made all-state orchestra and 1 made regional orchestra. All of our performing ensembles have received superior ratings in nationally and state recognized competitions. And students had their artwork displayed and recognized at the Congressional Art Exhibit and the New Jersey Emerging Artists Showcase. This class has performed at or above previous classes and has maintained the level of excellence that we have come to enjoy and expect from East Brunswick High School students. Having said that, the most important factor in these statistics is you, how each of you contributed to this. And each of you should be very proud of the success of your class. I want to remind you today, as you get wrapped up in all of the celebration, remember to thank those who have supported you, your family, your friends, many of whom are here today to share this day with you, and also your teachers who've given the encouragement and the drive to succeed and to move on. Many of you will be contemplating what you may be doing tomorrow, next week, 5 years from now. I'd like you to keep the words of Martha Graham, American dancer and choreographer, in mind when she said, "There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one you in time, this expression is unique." And so my challenge to you is to take what you've learned and make the most of each minute, because every minute brings a new opportunity for you to do something special. As British historian Arthur Helps suggests, keep your feet on the ground, but let your heart soar. Refuse to be average. And so on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of East Brunswick High School, I want to extend my sincere congratulations to all 774 graduates in the class of 2007 and wish you all the best that life can offer. Make every minute count. We're watching you. Before we hand out our awards, we have a few members of our staff who are with us today who are also celebrating a new beginning or a commencement of sorts. And I would like to recognize and ask if they would stand the following staff members who will be retiring after years of service to the district. After 16 years of service, Mrs. Colleen Paolo, Family and Consumer Science teacher. After 28 years of service as a social worker in our district, Mr. Robert Sisko. And after 31 years of service as a guidance counselor, assistant principal, and supervisor, Dr. Frank Lopresti. We wish you all the best. At this time, I would ask Mr. Satari and Mr. Zukas to assist me in awarding the medals of recognition to our valedictorian, salutatorian, and highest honors students. Receiving the medal for valedictorian and highest honors, Jerry Kung. Receiving the medal for salutatorian and also highest honors, Jennifer Cadilla. Receiving the medal for highest honors, not yet, Matthew Edelman. And receiving the medal for highest honors, Ellen Kupferberg. Congratulations, and I would now ask the students from the stage to please join their classmates for the presentation of the class of 2007 by our superintendent, Dr. Magistro.
Members of the Board of Education, staff, parents, guests, good morning. Class of 2007, congratulations, you did it. Graduation, it's time for celebration, a time for reflection, a time to dream about tomorrow. Until now, your parents have had a dream for you as they guided you through all the yesterdays. Through infancy to toddler to preschool, through happy times and sad times, through wins and losses in the park, on the court, or playing a game at the dining room table, through your first official day to today, your graduation day. Your parents, families, and friends are so very proud to see you here in your caps and gowns. As I look around, I see smiles and I see tears of joy. Today is the culmination of your parents' dream. Not the only dream, but a very important one. There are others, I can assure you. But today, this is your day. You have been granted the opportunity of an education. This is a gift that is often taken for granted. In a short while, you will be called up to receive your diploma. I have a question for you. Is the tassel worth the hassle? When you receive your diploma and it's handed to you, will you think, finally, it's in my hands? But I suggest, when you take your diploma, think of it as the beginning of the rest of your life. Think of it as the baton being passed, the handed off of the ball, the cue to enter center stage. Regardless of the analogy, life is an awesome responsibility. The responsibility begins with your character. Ask yourselves if you leave here today having good character. Are you trustworthy? If you keep your promises and are honest, if you are loyal and fair, then you can proudly say that you are trustworthy. Do you have the respect for others? If you listen to others and value their opinions, if you are compassionate of people's likes and dislikes, and if you are sensitive to other people's feelings, then you can proudly say you have respect for others. Are you fair? If you treat people as you want to be treated, if you play by the rules and think about how your actions will affect others, if you listen with an open mind and don't take advantage of others, then you can proudly say you are fair. And are you a good citizen? If you do your share to make your community and the world a better place, if you take responsibility for what goes on around you and participate in community service, if you help take care of the environment, if you are simply just a good neighbor, then you can proudly say you are a good citizen. These are fundamental tenets, but are part of what you should carry away with you today. These are the core values that, if embraced and made a fundamental part of your life, will provide you with the ability to guide your decisions and make the right choices. Make your choices based on what is right rather than what is easy. Those are the tough choices, but often worth the rewards. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "In the long run, we shape our lives and we shape ourselves, and the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility." Your public schooling may be over, but remember your education still continues. As your education continues, always remember to plan for the future, but to live your lives in the moment. That's a tough balancing act, but once you have mastered it, life is oh so sweet. Mark Twain is believed to have said, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and the most special places your heart has ever known. And now I leave you with this brief thought from an unknown author. The future lies before you, like a field of driven snow. Be careful how you tread it, for every step will show. Class of 2007, go out there and do something remarkable. Congratulations and thank you. President Simmons and members of the Board of Education, as Superintendent of Schools, I certify that the students assembled here have completed all the state and local educational requirements for the issuance of a high school diploma. I recommend to the Board of Education that they be granted their diplomas.
Thank you, Dr. Magistro. And good morning to my colleagues on the Board of Education, Dr. Magistro, Mr. Murphy, members of the administration, teachers, families and friends of the class of 2007. As president of the Board of Education, it is my honor to address this year's graduating class. You've worked hard. During your years of studies, extracurricular activities, athletics, and so much more, you have earned your day. Today really is the first day of the rest of your lives. Throughout your time in East Brunswick, you have learned to balance not only your academic responsibilities and extracurricular choices. You have made your families and community proud by holding part-time jobs, volunteering around town, and having a positive impact on those around you. We as board members are often reminded just how well our students are prepared for life after graduation. Whether you become teachers, scientists, fashion designers, actors, painters, musicians, mathematicians, lawyers, nurses, landscape architects, or accountants, just to name a few, you have already started on your path to success. And each of you will have the awesome responsibility of becoming the future leaders and decision makers of our community. And even if your future lands you outside of East Brunswick, know that we will be keeping tabs, checking up on the successes of each of you throughout the years. Since as early as kindergarten, you have learned not only valuable academics, but you have learned some invaluable lessons. You will undoubtedly remember each of your teachers and principals for the impact they have had on your education and your lives, and in teaching you life's lessons. While your graduation today does mark the end of your high school experience, it is also a time to celebrate what's in store. You are ready to use your talents and education on behalf of each other. And speaking of each other, to quote from a graduation speech for the Waynesboro, Virginia class of 2007, "If someone owes you some money, be sure they pay up, because they won't be good for it at the 10-year reunion." By now, you've probably heard just about all you need to, and that's okay. But I want to leave you with one thought. Don't find yourselves years from now wishing of what could have been. Simply make it happen. You're truly in the driver's seat now and in complete control of your destinies. The possibilities have no limits. Seize every opportunity that life presents you with. Congratulations, class of 2007. On behalf of the East Brunswick Board of Education, I accept the recommendation of the administration of East Brunswick High School and the school district and direct that the class of 2007 be awarded their diplomas.
Jerry Lei Kung. Jennifer Nicole Curdilla. Matthew Edelman. Ellen Dara Kupferberg. Matthew Daniel Mowers. Megan Mastrogiovanni. Ian Perry Liberty. Nicholas James Ciriello. Jessica Pauline Almeida. Deanna Laura Hoffman. Lauren Ann Swissman. Larissa C. Klein. Ali Abdulshafi. Diana M. Abuzaid. Arjun B. Adarkar. Alexis Michelle Adenolfi. Sruthi Akineni. Ada Akyar. Sarah Akyar. Dana Alessi. Christine Teresa Alfaro. Abraham A. Alvarez. Shireen Amin. Mira Mary Ananth. Ashley Christina Anderson. Erica Lynn Andrew. Samantha Rose Angeline. Christina M. Antipin. Brittany Faith Aranowitz. Stephanie Arouse. Aviatur Asharov. Monica A. Ayad. Wasim Ayub. John K. Bay. Catherine J. Baker. Namish A. Fakane. Michael Andrew Bahar. Edward John Baxa III. Riju Banerjee. Jessica Marie Barker. Kyle S. Barry. Ryan James Barry. Maggie Basali. Daniel Benjamin Bell. Anthony M. Bellasalma. Nicholas Paul Bellasano. Alan R. Bimamin. Jacqueline June Benhart. Janelle Benjamin. Nicole Angelique Bernard Rance. Nikhil Bhatia. Eric S. Biles. Mark Jared Blank. Jordan E. Block. Kevin S. Block. Jeremy C. Bloom. David Bodinger. Christy Lee Boley. Matthew Bernard Belletieri. Christina Borisova. Devin Lee Bosworth. Shaylin P. Bosworth. John Boshevitz. Jessica Boza. Miriam Brandt. Dimitri Brorman. Christopher Joseph Brennan. Samantha Brenner. Gabriel Brightville. Erica Ann Brinkman. Jessica Ann Bruno. Raquel Michelle Bruno. Stephen Joseph Brustowitz. Dasha Sarah Bunks. Garrett Ryan Burrell. Simon B. Bykowski. Benjamin Scott Cadell. Chloe Alexandra Caldwell. Kimber Lynn Camarina. Cassandra Campos. Robert Campos. Jason Michael Caridi. Brian Patrick Carney. Christopher Caro. Timothy Carroll. Tiffany Maria Carson. Sarah A. Casarella. Michelle Castro. Andrew Sarami. Christine Dayul Cha. Matthew Chan. Sheena Chan. Pachara Chandanaraha. Chen Shi Chang.
Ebony Chang. Sharon Chang. Anthony D. Chen. Benson Chen. Christopher Michael Chen. Florence Lei Yun Chen. Jennifer Michelle Chen. Jimmy Easter Chen. Kenshin Kenneth Chen. Laura Rebecca Chen. Kate Cheung. Andrew Timothy Chin. Ryan James Chiosi. Timothy Michael Chadzko. Libian Thomas Chong. Matthew Richard Kernuski. Kenneth Yang Kang Chu. Eva D. Sepoli. Jeremy Semino. Michael Cirancione. Tabitha Yvette Clark. Stephanie Marie Coffey. Amanda Michelle Cohen. Christy Cole. Rachel Simone Collins. Erin Kathleen Comerford. William Joseph Conlon. Eric Corpus. Thomas S. Correa. Neil Lewis Cotton. Kevin Crosby. Derek Benjamin Zarnecki. Brandy Nicole Daddio. Christina Lee D'Amato. Joseph Danku. Kartik V. Dandu. Michelle Agnon. Kevin Gabriel Darzuk. Caitlin Michelle Dara. Lindsay Marissa David. Anu Julie Christine Deo. Amanda Lynn DeChico. Brianne Lee DeFalco. Frank Joseph DeFranco. Lisa Marie Awad. Gabrielle Taylor De La Hoz. Gino Della Penta. Marissa Della Valle. Melissa Ann Demko. Hetty Deng. Kevin Michael Dieter. David Devine. Corey Diamond. David Miles Diaz. Michael DiGiovanni. Sean DeMaculongan. Yang Ding. Alexandra Dion. Gabriel Vincent DiPietro. Raymond DiTenoriello. Diana Dominguez. Alyssa Lauren Dundes. Nicole Marie Donlin. John M. Dooley Jr. Eshita D. Doshi. Dylan Lee Douglas. TJ Downey. Russell Dubov. Vincent G. Divich. Lindsay Corey Dimbert. Christopher Robert Dijak. Eric Eckhart. Rachel Lauren Elkin. Rachel Sarah Elner. Glenn Ian Ednick. Cassandra Kake Eng. Alex Javier Enriquez. Alexis R. Exaharkis. Michelle Allison Ezraki. Jamie Falber. Jessica Ariel Falk. Nicholas James Fama. Matthew A. Farad. Abbas Pochim Fatalwala. Melissa Favis. Antonius Fawzi. Gary Eric Feynman. Erica Angelique Feliciano. Lindsay B. Ferrone. Samuel Eric Furtick. Alyssa Jean Filpion. Amanda Fitzgerald. Catherine Lynn Fitzgerald. Annetta Fuchs.
Edward Thomas Fox III. Ginger K. Francisco. Daryl C. French. Olga Fridkina. Boris Fridman. Masao Fujishima. Nicholas Fusco. Pragna Gautam. Hetu D. Gadia. Andrew Stephen Galbraith. Rory Gallagher. Jason Lee Gallied. Nuri Veronica Gambarati. Anil Ganti. Sergio A. Garcia. Matthew David Gasses. Alexandru Patrick Gallardi. Jacqueline Rebecca Gerson. Laura Jeswaldi. Joyce Ganem. Christine M. Gaddis. Stephanie Marie Giacalone. Maria Francesca Giancola. Daniel Gibbons. Daniel John Giblin. Brian Daniel Geiser. Andrew Golshevsky. Adam Jared Goldberg. Abhishek Golagula. Giovanna P. Gonzalez. Jason Eric Gonzalez. David Brian Goodman.
Geyser!
Andrew William Goring.
Geyser!
Joy Miriam Gorovitz. Michael Vincent Gotkin. Mark S. Greengarten. Jared Eric Greenstein. Glenn Gross. Lindsay Joan Grossman. Stephen Andrew Grossman. Anthony Joseph Gruber. Karina Grudnikov. Ira Scott Guberman. Kayla Danielle Guido. Deepa R. Gulrajani. Michaela Gutwillick. Jerica Sky Habib. Matthew John Hage. Apurva Halakare. Catherine Humowy. Catherine Xiao Han. Rebecca Han. Sue Han. Brett Jared Handelman. Rana K. Hanna. Laura Marie Harmick. Michael C. Hatsis. Jonathan Joseph Hayes. Michelle Ayers Hayes. Erin Patricia Healy. Andrew T. Huron. Travis Heilman. Brittany Michelle Hellick. Jason Christopher Henning. Allison D. Herbert. Corey Herbert Hirsch. Asia Glenn Higgins. Warren G. Hippoly. Garrett Lee Hoffman. Elaine Ann Hoy. Stephanie Lynn Holton. Rebecca Y. Hong. Megan Josephine Horgan. Alexander P. Horn. Carissa Kimberly Horsch. Stephen Owen House. Jennifer Shu. Chensing Huang. Laura Catherine Hurley. Marina Nagy Ibrahim. Danielle Marie Ilmini. Femi Ibarase. John Robert Eco. Shane M. Irizarry. Stephen William Eiseldike. Maureen Ismail. Kimberly Faith Ivek. Linnell Tara James. Sung A. Jang. Carolina Maya Jang Coach. Larry E. Jarosowitz. Daesuk John. Yu G. Ray Jian.
Kyle Matthew Jobs. Bei Lim Ju. Catherine Ann Wanengo. Erica Jung. Yamini Kalandindi. Gemma Catherine Kalish. Sleisha Kankaria. Ivana Kapitanovich. Lee Matthew Kaplan. Feroz Karangia. Sean Kastuar. Roman Katsev. Zachary A. Katzman. Megan Ashley Keegan. John W. Kellerman. Michael Keller. Zachary D. Kelleher. Alexandra Beth Kellman. Kara Janine Kendall. Sean Patrick Kenny. Andrea E. Kent. Laura Joan Kent. Brian Adam Kersner. Michael Eric Ketzlinger. Martin Kite. Anna Halamizer. Bishoy N. Khalil. Anuj Khosla. Brian Kim. Julia Alexandra Kim. Victor Kim. Young Hyun A. Kim. Jamie Lynn Kennard. Ashley Courtney King. Crystal Lee Kirchman. Louisa Kayamova. Kelly Marie Colvert. Christina Kamichik. Jessica Ann Kogut. Sarah L. Concius. Nina Konstantinovskaya. Justin Kudish. Dana Ariel Coppell. Kyle A. Corley. Robert Daniel Creditor. Brian Douglas Kramer. Roman Kudryshov. Vadim A. Koklov. Nina Castora. Lisa L. Legrand. Darren Lamb. Joseph Michael Lanza. Marissa Lynn Leohu. Alex M. Lasher. Grant R. Lashley. Catherine E. Lassen. Daniela L. Lay. Bogdan Dimitriou Lazarisiou. Dana Lauren Labovic. Crystal R. Ledesma. Elise Mon Lee. Brandon Austin Lee. Chua Lee. Eric R. Lee. Jennifer Hyun Lee. Justin O. Lee. Queenie Q. Lee. Thomas K. Lee. Maya Louise Legal. Corey Jason Len. Brittany Lynn Lestrange. Justin C. Leong. Marietta Mingying Leong. Marvin Mingfong Leong. Jordan H. Levine. Zachary Aaron Levy. Nicole Elise Lewiden. Danny Lee. Jason Scott Liebman. Casey Marie Ligori. Jennifer Taylor Ligori. Natasha Balani. Michelle Brett Epstein. Rita Habib. Rebecca Leah Jodidio. Michelle Beth Kornfeld. Brooke Alyssa Luxembourg. Castori A. Mungale. Ashnu Navanti. Aliza Ashley Rabinowitz. Scott David Rappaport. Jason Ree. Teresa Marie Solicito. Mia Rachel Sorkin. Duran Tamari.
Maya E. Zohar. Alana Carduner. Megan Carduner. Robert Francis Anderson. Christina Ann Burke. Sadie Bernhard. Alicia Heijin Cho. Stephanie Diaz. Michael Robert Eppel. Caitlin Flaherty. Jessica Marie Gomez. Amanda Louise Hansen. Hillary Beth Heffler. Lindsay Diane Katz. Mark Kellerman. Desiree C. Kersulik. Marley Konigsberg. Megan Brenna Liberty. Michael Lorberg. Ankita Mishra. Cassandra Lynn Murray. Jonathan Adam Noah. Michelle Lynn Ostrowski. Elena Marie Pinzon. Andrew James Rogers. Marina Paulette Sajan. Michael Peter Simons. Caitlin Sokolowski. Kevin Scott Stewart. Michael Takla. Andrea Beth Temkin. Caitlin Ann Timson. Matthew Andrew Weisbrod. Stephanie Keisha White. David Yu. Andrea Z. Gina Marie Zelko. Sarah Brooke Van Auken. Michael T. Hughes. Daniel Corton. Kevin Michael McAleer. Samantha Elizabeth Nissenson. Paul Nissenson. Stephen James Pugliapico. Aaron Harris Sachs. Christine Lim. Jane Y. Lim. Ki-Bum Lim. Jangyup Lim. Sanita Lin. Stephen Lin. Suyu Lin. Teresa Christine Lindbow. Matthew Richard Lipsky. Dana Lateplo. Samantha Lateplo. Ariel Rebecca Lodish. Victor W. Long. Kara L. Lewis. Thomas Lee Lukowski, Jr. Bridget Gail Macapagal. Jesse Daniel Machisak. Kanal Madan. Robert Paul Mandara. Daniel G. Madura. Joseph O. Maglasang. Sajudi Mahajaban. Mina Adele Makawi. Alana Ann Mal. Festim Malaj. Robert Manansala. Michael Paul Manata. Crystal D. Magnon. Simon Manukian. Paul Louis Martyr. Caitlin Mariano. Carolina Marie Marrero. Katrina A. Marrero. Todd A. Marriott. Megan Masoni. Shannon Mastrogiovanni. Alyssa Marie Matei. Francisco Javier Matei. Rebecca McGowan. Ryan Edward McCluskey. Matthew Branson McCracken. Matthew Douglas Manning. John Thomas McLaughlin. Victoria Therese McLean. Sarah M. McSpirit. Mary Kathleen Mead. Samuel Moheb Mikhail. Matthew M. Maleka. Abnet Magistu. Joseph Anthony Mercadante.
Joseph Philip Marola. Henry P. Mertens. Jamie Lisa Mavora. Ashley Nicole Myers. Dina A. McHale. Julian Martin Mian. Christopher Michael Miller. Craig Evan Miller. Jennifer Ann Miller. Sarah Francis Miller. Kevin Andrew Minchella. Stephanie Ann Minieri. Neil Merchandani. Mina Amin Maawad. Jacqueline J. Mojica. Andres M. Morjan. Ramon Benito Morel. Michael A. Morgan. Philip Morris. Rashad Morris. Carl Moscatello. Philip Matthew Moses. Aaron Matthew Moskovich. Jacob Abraham Moskowitz. Sahar R. Mughal. Miwa V. Mull. Michelle Montagnu. Daniel Nagy. Trevor I. Nath. Sonia Nawar. Jared D. Needell. Aaron K. Namani. Jessica Ashley Nevin. Jeffrey W. Newman. Nicole Marie Newton. Tatiana Elaine Nicholas. Nicholas James Nickus. Jonathan Nicosia. Cecily Angelica Nieves. Randall Theodore Nixon. Laura Rose Barrett. Carly Jean Brining. Brittany Megan Busicchia. Casey Taylor Caruso. Lindsay Ann Katarzi. Christine Leanne Knoppenberger. Megan Christine DeVito. Kirsten Karen Gash. Michelle Elizabeth Lanzano. Ashley Marie Ryan. Catherine Jean Smith. Nolan Gabriel O'Dell. Philip Michael O'Driscoll. Maroon Antoine O'Gill. Lauren Dana Oliva. Maxwell Silva Oliveira. Cara Jean Olivito. Oliveto. Lauren Onifer. Eric Orlando. Miriam Lee Oshinsky. Ivy Osario. Daniel Joseph O'Sullivan. Elizabeth Ashley Ovidis. Anthony Owen. Andrew Greg Pace. Vincent M. Pagano. Matthew P. Paglia. Grace Iyunhe Pak. Underpreet Kaur Paka. Andrew Pan. Michael J. Panarisi. Pavel Panov. Ryan John Pariso. Payel Pasi. Benita B. Patel. Benita J. Patel. Dara H. Patel. Zahid Patel. Manin Patel. Mansi Patel. Naaman R. Patel. Vidit T. Patel. Juan Jose Poluchek. Eric Todd Peterson. Brian S. Pedrero. Andrew J. Pellenberg. Benjamin Ross Penn. Jillian Krista Pennington. Abigail Perez. Joshua P. Peterson. Matthew William Peterson. Allison Marissa Pickover. Jenna Lee Pigaro. Thomas John Pike. Christopher Pilar. Diana Paula Fanlo Pineda.
Melanie Balza Pingoy. Peter Jarek Pluta. Carly Allegra Ponzio. Caitlin Popiak. Jordan Mark Press. Brittany Price. Curran Puthur. Monica J. Raposo. Lachey Antoinette Reed. Frank J. Reamer. And Bradley Ethan Reiner. Brandon Peter Rhodes. Amanda Scarlett Rich. Kyle Richardson. Lauren Nicole Regelli. Christopher Thomas Rivici. Faiza Riseby. Deanna M. Roberman. Samantha Erica Roberman. Michael Lee Robinson. Natalie Laura Rochelle. Keith M. Rodman. Jesse Dean Rodriguez. Lauren Rollman. Stephanie Lorraine Romano. Ileana Yvette Rosado. Hillary B. Rosen. Thomas Benton Rosenbaum. Tuesday Carol Rowan. Veronica Marie Ruck. Anne Margaret Ruffner. Lasha Christopher Ruffner. Justin Brian Sadowski. Michael Aaron Safran. Maya Ray Saito. Ralph N. Saleh. John Michael Salukas. Brittany Michelle Salters. Danielle Saltzman. David Sampson. Steffi Colleen Simpson. Justin Samuels. Mariangeles Sanchez. Christopher Joseph Santiago. Gualberto Santiago. Tara Sarath. Deborah Tova Sassone. Naruhitu Sato. Michael A. Scadudo. Peter K. Schlittenhart. Brian E. Schneider. Alexander G. Schroeder. Jordana Schubert. Anthony Vincent Scholes. Amanda L. Scrow. Michael Anthony Chapery. Shital J. Shah. Alan Sharp. Ankit Sharma. Maggie Sharaldine. Christine K. Shanuda. Daniel Mark Shanuda. Brooke Ashley Sherman. Shika Sheth. Stephanie Shee. Ina Schneider. Elise Gabrielle Schoch. Mark David Stain. Rodney Stibelman. Huang Yen Xiu. Simon Sammy Sidholm. Emily Ann Cederer. Justin P. Siegel. Colleen Rachel Selowicki. David Richard Silverman. Justin M. Silverman. Daniel Alexander Sino. Anthony T. Sin. Ashna Singanamali. Alexander E. Skolar. Aditya Singh. Marcin Bartosz Skibicki. Amanda Nicole Singer. Andrew Harris Smilowitz. Lauren A. Smith. Tracy Jill Smith. Elizabeth Ruth Somer. Joshua H. Song. Samir R. Sood. Eric J. Sorkin. Nicholas Charles Sorrentino. Alyssa Marie Sotomayor. Marlena Spearnock. Christina Speciali. Rahul Se Srinivasan.
Jacqueline Marie Stanton. Nicole Suzanne Starinsky. Jill Lee Steyer. Jonathan Michael Stein. Wallace Christopher Stevens III. Ashley Marie Stokes. Keith Evan Stratton. Daniel Alexander Sucher. Matthew D. Sullivan. Karan Sambali. Susant Sunkarini. Shaman Surendran. Elran Sheemer. James W. Talbot. Sai Tang. Ryan Sean Tangen. Anna Tarasova. Rachel Lucille Tardif. James Joseph Tarnowski. Joseph A. Terrick. Arlene Nicole Thorne. Han Sing Tien. Keith Alexander Timper. April Marie Tobin. Daniel M.J. Todd. Jessica Lynn Todorov. Michael J. Tokash. Jamie L. Tomari. Dennis Tom. Martin Eduardo Torres Jr. Catherine E. Toto. Melinda M. Toto. Alexandria Joan Trenta. Sharon Tsai. Sophocles Alexander Sangarakis. Alyssa Nicole Tucci. Mikhail Turnbull. Ivan Urtis. Zachary Evan Vida. Alyssa Marie Valentin. Lauren Ashley Vallone. Joseph Frank Venezia. Victoria Verhowski. Vashley Aixa Villeman. Jessica Ann Vitiello. Brittany Ann Boger. Stiepan Vuk. Lauren Ruth Waite. Lin Wang. Mason Wang. Ashley E. Warner. Charis M. Weibel. Alex David Weidenfeld. Karen Melissa Weisbrot. Daniel Jacob Weiser. Alexander Westfall, Aaron Jacob Way, Victor S. Wheeler Jr., Heather May White, Christopher Williams, Ian Alexander Williams, Rebecca Lynn Willis, Mark Andrew Windsor, Madeline Bess Witchell, Katashna Wojcik, Michael Jason Wolf, Craig Lawrence Wolston, Catherine Marie Wolverton, Lisa Wu, Yidar Wan, Irina Yablanovskaya, Olga Yakirovich, Emily Yam, Selena C. Yang, Tiffany Yang, Shane Lawrence Yap, Dmitry Yelsky, Ryan Carl Jurgensen, Megan Lee Yesis, Grace Yi, Roland N. Ying, Christopher A. Yang, Hong K. Yoon, John Johanna, Daniel C. Yu, Matthew Zachary, Gina N. Zampier, Catherine Eileen Zavorda, Alicia Zalea, Eddie Zhang, Kimberly S. Zhang, Hong Ching Zhao, Kevin Zhao, Michael Zhao,